You're a Survivor fan, we already know that. That's the main reason you sat down and clicked on this video. You are so obsessed with this show that you want to hear someone else talk about Survivor Season 46. As the title suggests, the good, the bad, and the unbelievable.
18 people coming together, having to trust each other, build a society, play challenges with each other with different strengths, different weaknesses, and I'm ready for it.
Survivor 46 had intense moments.
I'm pissed! Y'all say you ain't gone without eating?
Survivor 46 had crazy idol fails.
Jem.
There we go.
Hunter. Tiff. Venus. Q. The tribe has spoken. Time for you to go.
Appreciate it, boss.
Survivor 46 had duos become enemies.
Hopefully, we get to keep in touch and be in each other's.
Yeah.
I adore Charlie so much, but right now, he's standing in my way.
We had Taylor Swift showdowns, fake idol plays, and several more unbelievable moments. And most importantly of all, 90-minute episodes returned.
Who will have what it takes to outwit, outplay, and outlast all the rest? This is Survivor 46.
I just need to get this out of the way before we get too far into this deep dive retrospective of Survivor Season 46. During the first 4 episodes of the season, I was ready to place this as one of the worst Survivor seasons of all time. Yes, even worse than Survivor 41.
Been a while. I've missed you. Well, I've missed the jungle and I've missed the ocean, but mostly, I've missed our time together.
Don't worry, this video isn't about Survivor 41, more so how my thoughts on the new era of Survivor has changed over time. Hell, I've been making Survivor YouTube videos for over 3 years now, and during the start of the new era, I was disappointed. But with every passing season, 1 or 2 things happen. I either accepted this is just the new reality of Survivor and I need to get used to it, or Jeff Probst and the producers actually listened and fixed many of the mistakes.
Congratulations on making it to the final 5. Grab your torches, head back to camp. Good night.
We will talk about it more later in the video, but Jeff Probst has now fixed almost all of the issues with the new era of Survivor. One of the most irrelevant aspects of the monster and making the game harder was having the players go to a new beach for the finale. I guess this sounds cool in concept, but the issue is it doesn't play off well on TV. So what does Mr. Jeff do? He finally listened to the fans and removed it from the show.
Right now, everything seems possible, and you all right now believe you can win this game. But it's simply not true.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to Survivor Retrospective. Whoa, it feels weird to say that again. If you're finding my channel for the first time today, or you started watching my content recently, this YouTube channel started with what I called Survivor Retrospective. I set out with a goal to analyze, critique, and reflect on every single season, and in the process, give every season a ranking. This turned into a grueling daily process leading into Survivor 41. The good news is, if you're interested in checking out the entire Survivor Retrospective series when this video is finished, I have made a playlist containing all of the videos in the description. Ultimately, the goal of this video is to examine Survivor Season 46 in its entirety so you can come to your own conclusion about whether you believe there was more good or more bad with this season. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get into it.
I want to play the game and I'm hitting a wall all the time. I feel so alone. I don't know what to do. I need some help.
We first need to briefly touch on what ended up being the biggest talking point last season during Survivor 45, 90-minute episodes. At the end of the day, I believe this chaotic cast is what made the 90-minute episodes so good. As unlike Survivor 45, which was fully planned from the start to have 90-minute episodes, meaning things like reward challenges and twists were pre-approved with the thought of 90-minute episodes in mind.
my idol. I'm not out of this game. I'm a wolf in goat's clothing.
This was a completely different story when it came to Survivor 46. You see, the Survivor production team was left in the dark if the season was going to be the typical 60 minutes or the new 90-minute runtime. Ultimately, this means we needed to hope for the best, hope the conversations, blindsides, challenges, tribal councils, and simple moments would have the energy to fill the extra 30 minutes. This might be the first hot take of the video, but I think this was a success for the most part, and we'll be touching on the elephant in the room soon.
Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me.
If this is what you wanted, you shouldn't have put me on Survivor in the first place.
Help me, please.
No, wow.
Don't get me wrong, there are seasons of Survivor where I don't think they would have worked if they were given 90-minute episodes without the added prep time. The classic examples are seasons like David vs. Goliath and Winners at War that would have 100% excelled with 90-minute episodes. But could you imagine the alternative? Could you imagine 90-minute episodes of Survivor One World or Survivor Redemption Island? That would have been a nightmare.
There is one more twist. When you are voted out at Tribal Council, you will not go home.
But no, it's different. Last season, I argued the cast of Survivor 45 was just average and the weakest cast in the new era of Survivor, meaning they got lucky that 90-minute episodes really did work out. The exact opposite happened this time around. When thinking about the cast of Survivor 45, I think logic, normal, straightforward. Well, when it comes to Survivor 46 and the players on this season, I think chaotic, confused, and foolish. This was messy Survivor and I loved it. We will talk about the big moments a bit later in the video, but the fact that we had 5 players voted out with idols in their pockets, and 4 of them were back to back to back to back, leading into the final 5 is mind-blowing.
I feel bad for Tip. I think the worst thing would be if I went home with an idol in my pocket. Oh my god, I know. I cannot believe it.
Unfortunately, the major issue for Survivor 46 and the big reason why a bunch of casual fans gave up on the season before it got juicy can be summed up in one word: Banu.
What if the girls came up with that idea? Because even last night, the girls came up with the fake immunity idol thing.
The first few episodes of the game, boy oh boy, this was some of the weakest Survivor I have ever witnessed. Ultimately, it comes down to having back-to-back goodbye episodes for Banu because we have a medical evacuation in the middle of saving him.
I said something wrong. What? I said, Kenzie's the mastermind here. That's one thing I said.
Bonnie, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go. Thanks for dinner.
But now with the bad out of the way, the rest of the video will be positive as we head into the merge and finale. And with that, it took me lots of back and forth on where to rank this season of Survivor within all 46 seasons. I will give my official ranking at the very end of the video, but for now, just know within the new era, we have in last place Survivor 41, then Survivor 43, followed by Survivor 42, then Survivor 44, and finally Survivor 45 in first place. I knew right after the finale I was going to rank Survivor 46 high, I just didn't know how high. At a quick glance, here is my ranking of all Survivor seasons before including Survivor 46, which again, we will throw in the final ranking at the end of the video. And as a fan of competition, I was a big fan of all the new records set this season. We are talking about the most people voted out while in possession of an idol with 5, the most consecutive idol flushed with 4, the first season since Philippines where no finalists had an advantage, the first season since Guatemala where none of the final 5 had an idol, and the first time in Survivor history a woman has won fire and then went on to win the season.
The winner of Survivor 46, Kenzie.
Well, this finale episode has lots of great moments. I don't think there is anyone better to talk about them quickly than, of course, me. Breaking down all 28 things you missed from the Survivor Season 46 finale. We're talking all things Kenzie getting some help at the immunity challenge, a big reward at the Survivor Sanctuary, a simple Survivor puzzle made very difficult, an intense fire making challenge, and much more. this could have been an average finale, and I still would have loved it with a change of pace, with not going to a new beach and not going on an advantage hunt to start the episode. If you go back and rewatch my Survivor retrospective of the entire new era, my biggest complaint is that Jeff Probst has been scared to break the formula that they started with Survivor 41, but they actually changed that here.
Leave here and be taken to a new island where you will once again start over with only minimal supplies.
When you let the players play, great things will happen, and really it was this entire episode and a majority of the season that reminded me why I love Survivor so much. And it's finally that time in the video where we can talk about the juicy decision for the winner of Sole Survivor. Personally, I believe we need to take exit interviews with a grain of salt, as players can always lie after the game is over. But from what I heard, this was an awful jury to deal with. This has been one of the most debated winners in a long time, with a close 5-3-0 vote for the winner of Survivor 46.
Contest some of those things, but I want each of you to take 30 seconds to either prove me right or persuade me while I'm wrong.
Talking about Kenzie, we need to talk about her journey to Sole Survivor, the journey of the mermaid dragon.
She's like this mermaid dragon. Mermaid up until here.
After many years and too many seasons to count without a female winner in Survivor, the new era has rewritten the script of what a Survivor winner looks like, with 4 women winners and 2 male winners.
I'm going to donate the entire prize, the entire $1 million, in my father's name, Robert Gabler, who's a Green Beret, to veterans in need who come back troubling from psychiatric problems, PTSD, and to curb the suicide epidemic. We're going to save lives and do something good. Season 43, all of us did this. $1 million is going to them.
And I would argue that Kenzie is the best definition of a social player, and ultimately a social winner of everyone we have seen within the new era of Survivor. Sure, her physical strength was there winning challenges, but her strategic strength was only average, even losing the chance to take out a big threat in Tiffany. But it was the social strength of Kenzie forming close bonds with everyone that won her the game.
Thanks, buddy.
This is a game where I very easily could have been like, good, don't sleep. I hope you mess up in the challenges, but I couldn't.
A perfect example of this would be Kenzie's relationship with Ben and helping him through rough nights, even after he accidentally voted for her, or navigating the tough pre-merge being on the disaster Purple tribe, which may I add turned out to be one of the worst tribes in Survivor history. So although I think a Kenzie win makes sense and I'm happy for her, I actually think what made this more interesting was the fact that Charlie didn't win and the relationship between Charlie and Maria.
I want Maria to be cool with any plans that we lock ourselves into. I'm hearing from Venus that she wants to get herself out.
Sure, we also have the drama with Q and Venus, and I guess technically Maria is involved in that drama as well, but I am specifically referring to the drama between Charlie and Maria. The edit all season long was these two players played the game perfectly in the middle, and at the same time forming a true friendship that would last a lifetime. That stopped quickly. Fast forward to now, and parts of the online community are hating on Maria for voting for Kenzie to win the game over Charlie. In real life, these two are not friends anymore, and the vote Maria gave to Kenzie to win the game surprised everyone. It's not that I'm sad that Kenzie won the game, it's more of Survivor has always struggled with showing off social game winners, like Kenzie or Michelle Fitzgerald. The ending completely blew my mind. Ethan said it best that one of the most important aspects of the viewing experience is the need to feel something that tugs at you on an emotional level. This winner announcement 100% did that.
Wow! What a season! Funny, entertaining, a lot of music, very unpredictable. We had a lot of records set.
So look, I'm gonna say it. This was one of the worst starts to a Survivor season of all time. A fan favorite legend going home too soon, a dramatic episode leaving a player hating Survivor, a medical evacuation, then the Banu situation. Looking back at all 46 seasons in Survivor history all the way back to the year 2000, I can't think of a season that started out in a worse way than Survivor 46 did. But if you have watched the Survivor retrospective videos for all 46 seasons, you would know there is two things I believe impact most how the community feels about a season. One, the cast of a season, and two, how the season ends.
Oh my God. And behold,
you're gonna find the here in a minute.
So don't get me wrong, we did have the Banu saga for the first 4 episodes of the season, and it was some of the worst Survivor ever. But afterwards, I fell back in love with Survivor, with actually looking forward to Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. to watch my favorite show. I was looking forward to seeing what crazy antics these players were gonna pull next. I was looking forward to the next big blindside and a player going home with an idol in their pocket. And even after the season being finished and recording this video, Survivor 46 is still giving us content with a bunch of the players having beef over on social media. The goal for any story should be to leave a good taste in your mouth, ending the adventure on a positive note. So when looking back on the adventure, the viewer will first remember the positive. With another Survivor season all wrapped up, that means we have one more puzzle to give away. The final giveaway winner of the season is Steven. My final rating for Survivor 46 is an 8.4 out of 10. A tier.